It's recording, right? Recording? It says REC, right? Recording? Yeah. No one's allowed to use any of this crap. Yeah. Okay.
We got a handout.
All right, everybody's good?
Jim's kind words of how to eat.
Okay. Flexible dieting for dummies, one-on-one here today. Okay. We're just going to go basically verbatim right off the sheet here, okay? I'm just going to elaborate on some of these points just so we understand what it is here. Feel free, these are yours. You can write on them, make any kind of notations or anything that you want. So you can refer back to that later. Everybody knows how to get in touch with me too, either through social media or if you want my personal cell phone, which I just dove out on the VIP basis. I can give you that too, and you can contact me directly if need be.
How much do they have to pay?
That's heavy dosage. Okay, macronutrients. Okay, what is a macronutrient? Okay, nutrients are the substances that we require to live, function, and thrive. Very simply. Okay, we divide them into two categories: macronutrients and micronutrients. Okay, macronutrients, okay, are needed in abundance. Okay, micros only trace amounts. Okay, think vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. Okay, things like that are micros. Okay, macros. Okay, we basically have four categories. Okay, we have proteins. Okay, we have carbs, and we have fats. Okay, metabolism. Okay, big question. Metabolism. My metabolism's fast. My metabolism's slow. How do I speed it up? How do I slow it down? It's a set of life-sustaining chemical transformations within the cells, okay? Chemical transformations, okay? Your body's a science experiment. It's divided into two categories, predominantly, okay? Catabolism, okay, which is bad, okay? C word is bad, okay? That's the breakdown of organic matter to be used for energy, okay? And I'll refer to this more later, why that's not an ideal situation for us to be in. Anabolism, okay, is energy used to construct cellular components, okay, such as proteins, okay. Proteins break down into amino acids, okay. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, okay. Proteins help recover the muscle tissue. They help build the muscle tissue, okay. We want to preserve the protein that we're taking in at all costs, especially during our workout time. Metabolic rate, okay, or the speed of your metabolism influences how much food we require, okay. The higher my resting metabolic rate, the higher I'm able to push that rate during a workout, the more fuel I'm going to need to push myself through that workout to be able to sustain my energy level so I'm not tanking, okay? The more food I'm going to need to help me recover because my energy output is higher, okay? Three main types, okay, of macros, again, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, okay? So let's elaborate on what they are and what they do. Protein, 4 calories a gram, okay? Very important to understand this stuff, okay? Especially when you are reading food labels, product labels, okay? When you're in the supermarket, don't just grab stuff and randomly toss it into the cart. Understand what's in it, okay? There may be 5 different types of an item, and every single one of those nutritional labels is going to be slightly different, okay? Hone in on the one that best suits your needs, okay? Not all things are created equal, okay? Especially once human hands get involved, okay? Once things are processed, okay? The chain starts to break down very quickly. Okay? Proteins break down into amino acids, and that plays the most crucial role in muscle growth, also known as hypertrophy, okay? Which is where we want to be. Okay? Carbohydrates, also 4 calories a gram. Okay? The evil carbohydrate word. Okay? Carbs are our main energy source. Okay? Especially for a busy, active lifestyle, it requires energy. Every one of us in here is living a busy, active lifestyle, okay? Muscle prefers to run on glucose, okay, which is a fancy word for sugars, not fat, not stored fat in the body, okay? If you have no glucose, the body will recruit proteins next, leaving less amino acids available, okay, to grow and repair damaged muscle tissue. Why is it going to do that, okay? I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here, okay? We're talking about fat. Fat is 9 calories a gram, okay? Your body is inherently lazy, okay? It wants to be as efficient as possible. So if I'm going look to break something down for energy source, okay, and I'm inherently lazy, 9 calories, 4 calories, 4 calories. What's going to be faster for me to break down? Something that's 4, okay, or something that's 9. The 4 is going to be a lot faster, right? So once this is gone, once I use all these up, I'm going to go here next, okay? And that's why this winds up getting stored. And where does it get stored? Right here, most of the time. Okay. So the whole point of this today is how do we manipulate that? Okay, how do we get around that? Okay? So it's not going here. Okay, it's going here and here and here and here and here, everywhere else that we want it to be. Okay. Carbohydrates assist in the nervous, brain, muscle, and intestinal and organ function. Okay. They are also in charge of insulin secretion. Okay. Insulin is the key #1 hormone in the body. Okay. Creates the largest anabolic response. Okay. Insulin used properly is better than any steroid you can find on the black market. Okay. Diabetics, if they manipulate their insulin the correct way, have a huge advantage. Okay. They really do. If they work things out the right way and they time things out. Okay. We're going to teach you to be a part-time diabetic, so to speak, today. Okay. Insulin binds to muscle cell receptors. Okay. The leftover carbs get stored in the liver and muscles as glycogen. Okay. Glucose converts it to glycogen in the body. Okay. Just available sugar, available energy. Okay. When we consume beyond what is needed, okay, that's when unwanted weight gain occurs. Okay. So don't go nuts on the veggies, okay, and keep fiber intake to around 40 grams a day, okay? Ballpark figure, okay? The bigger you are, the number that may go up. The smaller you are, the number may go down, okay? The big thing about flexible dieting is that's exactly what it is. It is flexible, okay? It's not meant to be some rigid set of rules that we're going to give you today here that you must stick to. There's some play in there, okay? And that play is going to be determined over time, okay? You're going to have to test things out and then retest. Test and retest, test and retest. And when we get into the math portion over here, I know everyone loves math, okay? I'll explain that a little bit more about how you're going to do this, okay? It takes a couple minutes to set up initially when you do this. The first couple of weeks is going to be a little bit nitpicky. You're going to have some diligence. But going beyond that, okay, once we recognize what things start to look like, we can be less and less precise and more of an eyeball test when it comes to how we set our plate up, okay? Lastly, fats, okay? 9 calories a gram. Fat is needed for the growth and development of tissue, okay? It's a secondary energy source, okay? To maintain cell membranes, okay? And a lot of vitamins, you hear the term fat soluble, okay? There needs to be fat present in the system for those vitamins to be properly digested, okay? So fat, again, is something that we think about as being bad, being evil, okay? It's something that we don't want. Especially if we're strength training heavy like we are in here, okay? You need some fat in your system, okay? Saturated fats and unsaturated fats, both, okay? Everything in moderation to a degree, okay? It's necessary for hormonal balance and it can help improve, repair hair and skin, ladies, okay? So that's a bonus for you guys. Guys don't care so much about that, okay? But that's something that'll help drive that point home for the females, okay? It's also extremely satisfying, okay? Who doesn't like stuff that's high in fat, okay? Ice cream, cake.
So you're saying it's okay to eat ice cream? That's all I need to know. It's okay to eat ice cream.
We'll touch on that later. Again, this is flexible. It actually is, okay? Bottom line, putting it simple, it is. But there's a little more to it than just me saying it's okay for you to eat. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at doing is finding a caloric baseline, okay? If you brought your pen and pad with you, you want to turn to one of the back sheets, this is something you can follow along with me as we go through here. I'm just going to pick a random individual out, and we're going to use their numbers, okay, as a given example, and show you how we can pick these things out. Okay, caloric baseline. Okay, first thing we need to do is find your total daily expenditure, okay, TDEE, okay? Total daily energy expenditure. You see me refer to a lot of more acronyms in here, okay? We love acronyms, AMRAP, okay? WAD, EMOM, TDEE. Doesn't roll off the tongue as smoothly, but, okay? We take our weight in pounds, okay? And I'm going to take, how much you weigh?
223.
223.
Give or take.
Give or take.
2 pounds.
Hey, you got on the scale this morning and weighed himself out. Somebody grab me a calculator from over there. Like, I can do this in my head. One of those calculators.
Just put the equation up there, I'll solve it. If it was a problem, bumper plates.
And then we use a quotient that was figured out scientifically. Okay, I'm not going to elaborate on how this stuff was tested out, but it was a large group conducted, okay, and it's a university laboratory style study, 400 or 500 athletes, okay, they came up with these numbers based off of energy output, okay, and what was required for them to get to the energy output just to simply maintain their weight, okay, a baseline, okay. How many days a week approximately are you coming right now? 4 days a week. So you're here about an hour? Yeah. So you're about 4 hours of work a week, okay. So if we go down, we're looking at an athlete that's training less than 5 hours a week, okay. His baseline number is going to be a 12 according to the chart. The chart bends around onto the second page. You can follow through there. Okay. Large majority of us are going to be a 13 or a 14. Okay. If you have a job outside of here that requires you to be active and on your feet and moving, okay, you can go to a 0.5 if you want on it. Okay. You can make the number 12.5, 13.5, 14.5 simply because you're not sitting at a desk all day. You're up and you're moving around. Okay. You've got a physical labor type of job. It requires a little more energy output throughout the day. Okay, you're going to need more calories to sustain that energy output. Okay? Your metabolic rate is higher than someone who's going to sit at a desk all day and type, TPC reports into the system, whatever. Get stuck in the basement, whatever it is. What was that? What was the name of those reports? Whatever it is. Okay. So we said a 12. 223 times 12. Okay, we'll do quick math on that here. 2,676 calories, okay, a day. That's to maintain a body weight of 223 pounds, okay? So you're not going to be restricted on here, okay? One of the things I hear from people most of the time when they ask me how much they're eating, I'm eating 1,300 calories a day. I'm eating 1,100 calories a day. How are you in here and surviving, okay, if you're eating 1,100 calories a day? My wife burned 1,100 calories in 3 hours here the other day. So that means she's going 21 hours in the hole. Okay? Loss, okay? She's got no available energy to tap into. She's got no more glucose in her body, okay? Her fat content is low, so you know what her body's going to do? It's going to catabolize, it's going to eat the muscle tissue because it's easier to break down. I only have to break down 4 calories at a time as opposed to 9 calories at a time. So what happens? We get weaker, okay? Because we're eating our muscle tissue up. We want to figure out how to hold on to all that muscle tissue that we work so hard to build in here every day and just attack the fat cells. Okay? That's the key here. If you briefly read through there, okay, it'll explain how things are going for the longer you train, okay, the more hours you put out, okay, the higher the number is going to be. Okay, so the higher that multiplier is, that means the higher your daily caloric range is going to be just to maintain body weight. Okay? Does everybody understand that so far?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not talking like I have 3 heads, everyone's with me so far. Okay. Skipping down there, okay? Again, active profession, okay? You may need to take that into account. Add 0.5 to your appropriate activity level. Don't obsess over the what ifs here, okay? Again, this is a gut assessment, okay? It's a baseline. This is not anything that's set in stone. All this is open to interpretation. We can manipulate it up or down, okay? You now have 2 options, okay? Eat at maintenance for a couple of weeks to verify this is okay, or you can drive straight into a deviation, okay? A deviation is either going to be a deficit or a surplus, okay? Based on whether or not we want to lose weight or we want to gain weight, okay? If we want to gain weight, at the end of the day, we need a net deficit in calories, okay? We need to put out more calories than we take in. It's that simple, okay? If we want a net surplus, okay, if you're after those gains, okay, then you want more calories taken in, okay, than you consume throughout the day. There needs to be something left over for your body to use to build new tissue, okay, that's not currently attached to your frame, okay? It's that simple, okay? Does that sound like something like outrageous that I just pulled out of left field? We just want to think about this in as simplest terms as we potentially can, okay? The maintenance multiplier, again, is not an exact science. It's not set in stone, okay? If training intensifies or backs off, this number needs to be adjusted accordingly, okay? So the first thing we want to do is you have this number, okay? We want to hit this number, okay? Specifically. I'm not going to be so concerned about breaking this down, okay? Ideally, we want to hit the numbers that I'm going to explain to you here, how we want to break this down based on what our goals are. But ideally, we want to hit this number for 3 weeks, okay? You want to weigh yourself once a week. We want to find out if the scale changes, okay? If in 3 weeks you're still 223 pounds, we know this is accurate, okay? If you gain weight, we know we need to drop a couple of calories, okay? If you lost weight, okay, then we need to add a couple of calories, okay? And conversely, does everybody get that? Okay? So if I don't maintain, if this isn't enough for me to maintain my weight, if I'm gaining or losing, I need to adjust accordingly. Okay? If I'm gaining, I need to cut calories. If I'm losing, I need to add calories. To create maintenance, okay? Balance. Hold on to my current body weight. Okay? So let's delve right into 3, okay, which is eating at a deficit, which is what the majority of us are looking to do. How many people are looking to eat at a deficit right now? How many people's goal is it to lose weight? How many people's goal is it to gain weight? I'm the only one? So I'm talking to myself when it comes to that portion. Okay. But eventually we're going to want to go into that ballpark figure. Okay. Eating at a deficit, okay? To lose weight, you must lower your caloric intake or increase your activity level, okay? So that more calories are burned and taken in, okay? The goal should always be to eat as much as possible while still losing weight. Again, why do we want to eat as much as possible? Because we want all these carbs to be used up to supply our daily activities, the energy expenditure that we put out, okay, through running our odds and ends and errands, chasing our kids, whatever else we have to do, cooking dinner, pushing the vacuum around, working out in here. We want to spare those proteins for recovery, okay, for anabolism. Weight loss, okay, above 1 to 2 pounds a week is likely at the expense of muscle tissue, okay. If you're losing more than 2 pounds a week, your number's way too low, okay. You're not taking in enough carbohydrates to sustain your energy level, and your body is definitely taking muscle tissue out. Now the scale might be going down, okay. You may be losing weight, okay. You might like the number that you see on the floor every day, but you're not going to like the numbers that you put in there, okay, because they're also going to go down, or they're going to stay the same if you're lucky, okay. What's easier to improve from what we are experiencing here? Your performance or the number on the scale? Your performance, right? You're going to hit a 10-pound deadlift PR before you're going to lose 10 pounds on the scale, right? Okay. But the catch-22 of that is, okay, the stronger I am, okay, the more muscle tissue I have, the higher my resting metabolic rate goes, okay? The better my muscle to fat ratio is, the more calories I burn when I'm sitting on my ass tonight watching Game of Thrones, okay? I'm a more efficient calorie furnace while I'm watching people getting sliced in half. Okay, prevailing wisdom is to cut 500 to 1,000 calories a day, okay, which creates a deficit of roughly 3,500 to 7,000 calories. Why are those numbers important? How many calories are in a pound? Who knows? Anybody know how many calories are in a pound? 600 calories in a pound?
3,600.
3,500. 3,500. 3,500 calories. So if I cut 500 calories a day times 7 days in a week, that's 3,500 calories. So theoretically, that would lead to a pound of weight loss. Okay? But what is that? Is that pound all fat? Okay? Probably not. Okay? It depends how we're doing it. Okay? It could be all muscle. Okay? The scale's still going down. In my head, I feel better. Okay? But my body, not so much. Okay? I'm not holding on to everything I'm coming in here and busting my butt for every day. Okay? And I like to preface this by saying I'm guilty of this too. Okay? Everyone's been through these things before. Okay? I've gone on quick like weight loss slashes because I want to look a little bit more ripped in my bathing suit picture. You know, I want to go away. But at the same time, I'm beaten up. I'm setting myself back. You know, I went forward 3 months. I set myself back 2 months. So 5 months of my life is gone, and I gained 1 month of training. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? Because I'm spinning that hamster wheel. Okay? I'm not as efficient as I should be. Okay? Okay. So if we want to balance that out, okay, what if we train for an extra 10 to 20 minutes every day? Okay? We add 10 minutes of intense conditioning and we burn an extra 250 calories above what we're normally doing. Okay? That means, okay, I only have to cut 250 calories. Okay? So I can eat another 250 calories. Okay? That extra 250 calories is going to go a long way, okay? And we're talking deviations slightly off of a number in terms of whether or not I'm building muscle or losing muscle. 200, 250 calories a day. Okay? That's all it takes between maintaining and gaining, or maintaining and losing. Okay? It's a very small window in there. Okay? Again, that's why we need to play with these numbers. Okay? It's not going to be exact. It's got to be tested, retested. Okay? Going forward. Okay? Generic calorie reduction may not be the answer for all. Okay? This is why I'm delving back to that. Okay? Someone whose maintenance level is 2,900 calories a day, okay, is closer to this number, okay, and they cut 500 calories a day. That still leaves them with 2,400 calories a day. Okay? That's a pretty big number. There's room for play in there. Okay? That's my 225-pound guy. Okay? Now I've got the same 125-pound girl. Okay? 100 pounds less. Okay? Her maintenance level obviously is a lot less because she weighs 100 pounds less. She doesn't need enough calories to hold on to her body weight. Okay? So ballpark figure, let's say 1,800 calories. Okay? And then she cuts 500. Now she's down to 1,300. Okay? Are a lot of you guys going to be happy eating 1,300 calories a day? No. Okay? Right. That's where the perma period kicks in, and your husband or your boyfriend wants to punch you in the face every 5 minutes. Okay? Because you're a cranky, irritable son of a bitch. And it happens to the guys too. It happens to us too. I know if I don't eat every 3 hours, I'm ready to choke my wife too. Okay? And she knows that too. Okay? If you don't get me to a sandwich fast, I will kill somebody. Okay? It's that simple. Okay? Think it might affect performance, your mood, all that type of stuff? Yeah, it's going to. Okay, we see it all the time. Okay, it's fact, undisputable. Okay, it's important. Okay, if you have a lot of weight to lose, then you can get away with a larger deficit. Okay, because your body's going to burn energy at a much higher rate because you've got more mass to move through space. Okay, and the easiest way I can demonstrate this to you, okay, like I'll use Ed as an example today because he was doing it. Okay, Ed is running. I time Ed on a 40-yard sprint in his t-shirt and shorts. Is he going to be faster like that or faster with that ruck pack he had on his back? We had 40 extra pounds of body weight on. He's going to be faster in t-shirt and shorts, right? So if he's carrying that 40 pounds of extra weight, he's going to work that much harder to get to the same point, okay? You know, feel what it feels like when we're doing a weighted pull-up, okay? You can bang out 20 in a row with your body weight. You put that 70-pound kettlebell between your legs and you went down to 3, okay? So that's what it's like if you were a 200-pound guy going to 270 pounds, okay? And you added no additional muscle to your body. Put on 70 pounds of fat, okay? You got to pull that extra 70 pounds of fat. It's a lot harder, right? It's that simple, okay? If you're already small, lean, okay, and you don't need a large deficit, okay? Because the needle doesn't have to move very far, okay? If you're 125 and your goal is to be 122, we're talking 3 pounds, okay? If your goal is 225, we're talking 180, your goal is 45 pounds. Your goal is 15 times harder to achieve, okay? By the same metrics, okay? Start off small, okay? Specifically when it comes to a deficit. 300 to 600 calories a day, okay? Preferably closer to the 300 end, okay? And then we do the same thing we did here, okay? We retest, okay? 2676, we want to cut this down to approximately, say somewhere around 2376 to start off, okay? 3 weeks go by, we weigh ourselves, I'm down 3 pounds. Did this work? Yes, okay? But I'm down 3 pounds, so I'm not done. I've got to continue to recalculate this, okay? It's an ever-evolving equation, and we'll get into that as we go, okay? Now I've got to account for my body weight being 220. It's not 223 anymore. So I'm only trying to support or trying to lose weight at a 220 rate, not at a 223 weight, okay? So every time we make these jumps, we make these moves, and that's why we want to weigh ourselves every week, because we're looking at that 1 pound to 2 pounds at the most weight loss a week, okay? We want to make sure we're staying within that range and we're not blowing way past that or coming up way too far short of that. We want to hit that number pretty much as close as we possibly can every single time. Okay? Everybody still with me so far? Excellent. Okay. Again, if you're losing more than 2 pounds a week, okay, all we're going to do to play around with this, okay, very flexibly, is add in another 100 calories. Okay? Eat 2 Oreos. Boom. You're good. Okay? And you're right back to where you need to be. Okay? No, it could be, depending on the day. Okay. Okay. Exactly. Do the opposite if you are losing consistently. Okay. If you are losing consistently, then we need to add. Okay. Do the exact opposite. Okay. Eating at a surplus. Okay. I'll go through this a little bit quicker because apparently nobody else cares except for me right now. Okay. And it's definitely a lot easier. Okay. How many people have heard the phrase dirty bulking before? Dirty bulk. Okay. Dirty bulk mostly refers to just eat everything in sight. Okay. Who cares what you do? Just put the weight on. Okay. We'll worry about changing it afterwards. Okay. It's not the greatest philosophy ever, okay? But a lot of us need to eat foods that are less micronutrient dense, okay? Okay, and are more macronutrient dense, okay? That are heavy in simple sugar, simple carbohydrates. People like myself that have trouble gaining weight. I know everyone's going to say, I hate that guy. Okay, it's the same way I feel about you guys. You're losing all that weight, okay? I can lose the weight like this, okay? It bothers me when I see people putting the weight on, okay? For a multitude of reasons. Mainly because a lot of you are looking to try to lose weight, so I don't want to see you gaining weight, okay? 2, I'm like, just give me those 3 pounds you just put on. I'll take it, okay? However you got them. That's my struggle, okay? The grass is greener on the other side for everybody. It depends on how you look at this equation, okay? Same thing here, I want no more than 1 to 2 pounds a week, okay? But now I'm looking to go up, okay? So here all I'm looking to do is, okay, eat 500 to 1,000 calories above maintenance, okay? This will yield a surplus, okay, and that's looking to add mass, okay? Preferably, I want to maintain my preferred macronutrient balance, which we'll cover in a second, okay, and just blow that number up. okay? Specifically the proteins, okay? Moving them up to the body weight that I want to be. Not the body weight that I currently am. Furthermore, okay, training should be heavy and high in volume. You don't have to worry about that. I'll take care of that, okay? Our training will remain heavy and high in volume, okay? Regardless of our goals, okay? You're looking to lose weight, it doesn't mean you should be pushing lightweight around either, okay? You still want to lift the heavier loads, okay? The heavier loads create a stimulus both to the muscle system and the nervous system, okay? We want to make sure that we're tapping into both of those pathways, okay? And we want to continue to hold on to or attempt to build strength, okay, while we're still cutting weight, okay? Easier said than done, but can be done, okay? And that's where nutrient timing comes in, which we'll also just touch on a little bit later, okay? When's the best time for me to eat to get the most out of my calories for the day? Okay, how am I going to maximize my times? Protein requirements should be calculated and met daily, okay? But beyond that, it turns into, okay, a loose eat more carbs to get stronger type of thing, okay? Again, the protein content, we want to adjust that for people that are looking to gain weight to the body weight they choose to be, okay? We fill in the hole with carbohydrates, more energy, okay? Training should be heavier, should be longer, should be harder, okay? Simply because I've got more calories to use up, okay? I'm going to be able to go longer than someone who's at a deficit, okay? Who's going to burn through their available glycogen, that energy stores quicker. Okay, now, calculating and optimizing macronutrients, okay? We got our number, our 2676, okay? Calories for the day, for maintenance, okay? We always determine proteins and fats first, and then we fill in the hole with the carbohydrates, okay? Because that's the number that we're going to manipulate most often, up or down, up or down, up or down, okay? So we take our original body weight, okay? We're on number 1 here, okay? Roman numeral 5, number 1. Body weight in pounds, which was 223, and we divide that by 2.2. Okay, we're changing everything to kilograms. 2.2 kilograms, okay? That gives us 101 ballpark figure. 101 kilograms of body weight, okay? 2.2 pounds in a kilogram. Okay? Body weight in kilograms times 2, okay? This is going to be our protein intake for the day, in grams. 202 grams, this is protein, okay? How many calories are there in a gram of protein? 4. 202 times 4 gives me 808 calories, okay, from protein a day, okay? Next is the fats, okay? Fats is a 1-to-1 ratio. 101 times 1 is 101, right? 101 grams of fat. How many calories in a gram of fat? 9. Okay? 101 times 9 is 909. Okay? Notice that number is higher than the protein number. Okay? More calories from fat per day than the protein calories. Yeah, we need that fat in our system. Okay? Now to figure out that carbohydrate number, okay? I'm going to take my proteins and my fats and I'm going to add them together. Okay? Those calories, okay? That's going to give me 1717, is that correct? Okay? And I'm going to subtract that number from here. $959 calories, okay? This is my carbohydrate number, okay? Now how would I find how many grams that is a day? Divide by 4, right? Because there's 4 calories in a gram of carbohydrates, right? 959 divided by 4 gives me 240. So now I download my MyFitnessPal app, okay? And I set up my goals, and I go in, and I put these numbers in. Okay? I put in my protein numbers, my fat numbers, my carbohydrate numbers. And everything I eat throughout the day, okay? Especially the first 3 weeks, I weigh and measure it. Go across the street to Walmart and buy a food scale for $10, okay? And weigh your food for 2 weeks, okay? Measure it for 2 weeks. You make a giant pot of brown rice, and you want a 1-cup serving, have a measuring cup there after it's cooked. Dole it out into the measuring cup. When you hit 1 cup, dump it on your plate. Okay? That's simple. Okay? Certain things you'll start to figure out as you go. When you buy a chicken breast in the store, generally, ballpark figure, again, this doesn't have to be exact. It's flexible. That's the whole point. Okay, chicken breast, a whole chicken breast is about 8 ounces. Okay, you cut it in half, it's 4 ounces. 2 4-ounce pieces. Okay, do the math. Okay, 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, read the nutrition labels. 4 ounces of chicken is about 25, 30 grams of protein. Okay, probably about what you want to be per sitting. Okay, to figure this out. Okay? I punch all these numbers into my MyFitnessPal. I load my food in there every day, and it calculates everything for me. Okay, I ate 3 meals throughout the day. I hit the food number. It pulls up a little pie chart, and it shows me where I'm at percentage-wise. Okay, I go in and I pull up my gram numbers. It shows me where I'm at, how much I have to go. Okay. More important is hitting these numbers. Less important is how you're doing it. Okay. Do I want to choose foods that have a high micronutrient value most of the time? Okay. A quote-unquote healthy choices. Okay. The things that we think about. Okay. Lower glycemic carbohydrates. Yes. Okay. Can I occasionally have ice cream? Okay. Which falls into my higher glycemic category. The answer to that is also yes. Okay. But there's also a time and a place to do that. Okay. There's an opportunity. Okay. To take that in where it's going to assist your body. Okay. It's going to be used for recovery. It's not going to be used for storage. Okay. And this is where we need to separate. Okay. Eating for fuel. Okay. For eating for being in a social environment. Okay. The best time to have your ice cream is right now. Okay. Right after you get done in here. Okay. It's simple sugars. Okay. It causes an insulin surge. Okay. Insulin. Okay. When secreted, helps allow the blood vessels to vasodilate. Okay, it means the blood vessels get bigger. Okay, if they get bigger, think about the blood vessels as being normal at rest. Okay, a single lane back road. Okay, I pumped a simple sugar into my system automatically, much faster than it happens in New Jersey. Road construction happens. Okay, and my single lane road turns into a 3-lane highway. Okay, everything I'm taking in is getting to my tissue that much faster. Okay. What do we want to do after we break muscle down, which is what we do when we lift weights? Okay, you don't actually build muscle. The act of lifting weights breaks the muscle tissue down. Okay, getting that protein into the system. Okay, those amino acids. Okay, those vitamins, those nutrients, those antioxidants helps start that recovery process. Helps build new tissue as fast as possible. Okay, the longer we go here, the less effective this is. Okay, road construction came in, and they put some cones up here. Okay, after a couple hours, now it's a 2-lane highway. Okay? And then 2 hours after that, Chris Christie decides there's no more money in the budget, and you're back to a dirt road. Okay? But again, alluding back to the micronutrients. Okay? Let me get Kevin, my firefighter. What's the strongest structure you can go into? The safest type of structure you can go into if you got a fire?
Class concrete.
Concrete structure, fire resistant, class 1, right? And basically, the concrete structure, if you watched anybody, you know, we went to New York and you watched the Freedom Tower go up, okay? How do they do this, okay? They set the framework up. Generally, it's wood around the outside, and then they put steel rebar running through there, okay? And they pour concrete on top of it, okay? They do 1 layer at a time, 1 layer at a time, 1 floor at a time. That floor sets for a couple of weeks. Theoretically, it should set, and then they put the next one on.
They should.
Generally, they don't wait a couple of weeks because time is money. They just slap the next one on as soon as it's safe for you to walk on it. Okay? But what you want to think about, okay, my macronutrients, okay, they're the concrete. Okay? We need a lot of concrete to build our superstructure. Okay? But what holds the superstructure together is the rebar, the micronutrients. Okay? All these pieces here. Okay? If I take those pieces out, okay, my concrete doesn't set as well. Okay? You take those micronutrients out, your muscles don't set as well. Okay? They don't build as well. Does that make sense? Okay. I know I geeked out now. I went to fire construction too, a whole separate thing there, but it makes sense to me. Probably 2 other people in here. But we get the idea. Okay, we've all seen this happen. Okay. We're all squared away. Now by hitting your macros, you get your daily calories, okay? Protein exception for weight gainers should be to adjust the protein in grams to the goal body weight, which I touched on before, rather than the current body weight. So if I use myself for example, I'm at about 208, 209 pounds right now, okay? My goal, before I start cutting weight back down for next year's open, is to be around 220 to 225, okay? So, at maintenance level, I'd be eating here, okay? At gains level, I'm eating here. And we'll allude to this, if I add here, I gotta subtract somewhere else, theoretically, okay? If I'm on maintenance, okay? Or if I'm at a deficit, if I'm at a surplus, who cares? Just eat, okay? So I don't have to worry about that so much. If you're diabetic, okay, or if you have PCOS or any other condition, obviously you need to talk to a doctor before you take my advice on this stuff here, okay? If you're limited in the number of carbohydrates you need to be consuming throughout the day, or you've got windows that you need to meet those numbers on, okay? Do not just blindly follow this, okay? Say, my trainer pointed me in this direction, okay? I know I have this issue, okay? How can I work this into my lifestyle? Can you give me some feedback on this, okay? I am not a doctor, okay? I did not go to school forever, okay? I just play one on TV.
Play one every 3 days.
Every 3 days or so, yeah. So you need to consult with them, okay? Don't take my advice just blind verbatim here when it comes down to that. If you're perfectly healthy, you don't have any medical condition that's concern us, then shoot away, okay? Ignore what I just said the last 5 seconds. By no means should you lower calories or macros if you didn't adhere to this for at least 3 weeks consistently, okay? If you're not honest with yourself that you're hitting these numbers, okay, and this number for 3 weeks, okay? If you did it for 10 days in the last, 11 days, you're like, is this going to be accurate? No, you just wasted 3 weeks. Okay? You need to commit to this. Okay? It is a lifestyle. It's a change. Okay? But it's a change that's going to allow you the flexibility to eat some of the crap that way we think about it, okay, that you want. Okay? But you have to be diligent, especially in the beginning. Okay? You can't stress how much you want to weigh that stuff out. Like I said, the food scale is a small investment right across the street. Walmart, Super Walmart, they just opened the place up. Okay, like $10. Okay, they'll go there today, and the Sunday's probably a madhouse. Go there Tuesday, and there's nobody there.
And how do we know what to eat? Like, just go and get chicken breasts and brown rice and boiled eggs, and that's all you're going to eat, basically, because that's the stuff that,
No, that's not the stuff. I just got done saying this is flexible. We can eat whatever we want. I'll touch on all that stuff. Okay, when we get into how we're going to adjust this stuff around. Going forward, okay, and timing, okay. Last piece here, okay, trying to stay within plus or minus 100 calories of this number. Okay? To be fairly accurate, okay, you get about 100 calorie leeway either way, okay. So look at a range from 25 to 2776 daily, consistently for 3 weeks, okay. If you're off like 12 calories, it's like, I'm off 12 calories, I'm gonna start all over. I'm done, What a waste of a day. No. That's not the case. Okay? 12 calories is not going to kill you. Okay? Don't worry about it. Okay? Tomorrow's another day. Eat 12 calories less if it makes you feel better. Okay? Coming exactly at 2664. Yes! I'm good. Now I hit it. Okay? Again, they're loose guidelines. Okay? Loose guidelines. Okay? The main thing you want to look at there is that bottom line there. Okay? If you're 10 grams of fat off and you don't care to swallow a teaspoon of coconut oil at the end of the day, like I said, don't do it, okay? Oh, I'm missing 10 grams of fat, let me just eat this right out of the container. I'm gonna drink olive oil straight. No, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that, okay? But the one caveat being, okay, if you are 30 grams off of your protein, okay, remember protein is the key, okay, to building and maintaining muscle tissue, okay? And you got a piece of steak in the fridge that you really didn't feel like throwing it on the grill, guess what? Take your rear end outside and throw it on the grill and eat it, okay? Even if it's got 10 grams of fat and you only have 3 grams of fat left for the day, it's going to put you over 7 grams, okay? That's only 70 calories. You're well within your 100 deviation either way, okay? And now you met your protein goal. You didn't come up short on the protein, okay? That's the key, okay? Do not skimp the protein. Protein is king, okay? Now, timing. Touching on your question, okay? The old adage, eat 6 times a day, okay? Every 2 hours. Okay, like clockwork. You don't need to adhere to that specifically. Okay, if your schedule allows for it and you're hungry every couple hours like me, or you have a number that I have to hit every day, like my current calorie number, which none of you are going to want to hear, okay, is 3,960 calories, okay? So I can't cram that into 3 meals, okay? I can't sit there and eat 1,400 calories, 1,300 calories in 3 sittings. So I have to eat 6 or 7 or 8 times a day, okay? If I eat 6 times a day, approximately 700 calories per meal. Okay, 6 times throughout the day. I'm going to do it just to hit my baseline number. Okay, that's my baseline number. Okay, Not even going above and beyond that, okay? So everyone's going to be different here. 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 6 times a day, I don't care. It's not important. This is, okay, important. Don't worry about how many times it takes you to get that in, how many times you got to push up to the table. Anecdotal clinical evidence have shown, there you go, meal frequency is the biggest detriment to long-term diet success. People feel like they have to adhere to this. Oh, I missed a meal, forget about it, I'm starting over. This diet sucks, I'm done. I can't do this. It's not enough time in the day. Okay? My job, my kids, my back, my TV show's on. Everybody's got an excuse. Okay? Forget it. Hit the macros. It trumps meal frequency. Okay? Timing, okay, for the long-term goal of success is not necessarily a priority, okay, but it comes more concerning, okay, with multiple sessions in a day. If you're coming in here and you're training 2 or 3 times a day, you need to fuel that, okay? If you're going to a weekend warrior competition, okay, which some of us are starting to get more and more into, you need to make sure that you're fed throughout the day, okay? Buy yourself one of those 6-pack bags, okay? They're a lifesaver. You put all your food in there. It's got 4 spots for like 4 protein shakes. As soon as you get done, you slam your coconut water and your protein. A couple hours later, you stuff your peanut butter and jelly sandwich and your apple in your throat, okay? Half an hour before your next heat, 40 minutes before your next heat, you start warming up and you're good to go, okay? You've replenished your glycogen level. You're not trying to last on my 1,000-calorie breakfast through 4 workouts, okay? Because by the 4th workout, you're going to be garbage, okay? If you can even drag yourself out there and get through it, okay? If you're coming in here and you're doing 2-a-days, you better make sure you're fueling yourself between those workouts, during those workouts, okay? Again, my caloric expenditure is up, okay? I'm putting out more, so I need to account for that. That's more than an extra 10 minutes a day. That's an extra hour a day, it could be, okay? If you got the time and the energy for it, great, okay? But make sure you're fueling yourself sufficiently, okay? With enough carbohydrates to sustain yourself through those workouts, okay? And enough protein to help you recover from those workouts. If you notice that you're coming in here for that 2nd day, or you've been here 8 days in a row, okay? And day 1 you were 3 on the leaderboard, and day 8 you're 16, okay? Maybe it's time to take a break, okay? Because you are tanking, okay? You don't have the energy to put out anymore, okay? So what else is that telling? Not only is that number going down, okay? That weight ratio on that muscle is also going down on the scale, okay? You're eating it up, okay? Your body doesn't have any more glycogen, any available energy to use, so it's tapping into your stores, okay? The protein which your body's trying to conserve is going to be the first thing to go. That, is the last thing to go. Why? It's 2.25 times harder to break down, okay? Fat also slows down the digestion process, okay? Why? It's 2.25 times harder to break down, okay? So that's the reason why it's not desirable after a workout, okay? Because we want everything to get there fast, okay? So that post-workout meal should be predominantly proteins and carbohydrates, okay? 1-to-4 ratio or 2-to-4 ratio is the predominant thinking on that, okay? 1 or 2 to 4, okay? Meaning 1 or 2 grams of protein for every 4 grams of carbohydrates in that recovery shake, okay, that you're getting in there, okay? And that's where supplements come in, which I'll touch on very briefly at the end, okay? And that's exactly what a supplement should be. It's a supplement, okay? It's not meant to be like, I'm going to buy apples and Progenics, and I'm going to survive on Progenics and apples. I'm just going to drink protein all day and eat apples. No, that's not going to work either, okay? Because what are you missing out on? The micros, okay? You're hitting your macro numbers, but your micronutrient content is going to be low, okay? So now you built this big structure, and the guy who supplies the rebar was on strike. He didn't give you any. You said, I'm going to build it anyway. It's not going to stand up very well over time, okay? Nutrient timing for long-term goals, not a priority, more concerning multiple, okay? Protein, being the most important to muscle tissue growth and recovery, should be spread out evenly amongst each sitting, okay? Try and spread that protein out evenly amongst your meals, okay? So if you know you're going to eat about 6 times a day, okay, you got 200 grams to go through here, you're going to divide that in there. About 34 grams of protein per sitting, okay? For a man his size, okay? Spread out through a go-split. Okay? 31, 40 the next, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's close. Ballpark figure is what we're looking for, okay? Carbs ingested, okay, around training time, okay? Number 1, ensures that your glycogen stores are topped off, okay? You've got plenty of glycogen, plenty of available energy to tap into to push you through your workout. 2, the CNS is recruited during intense training. Your central nervous system prefers to run on carbohydrates, okay? It's the optimal fuel for that to operate. Okay? Not only are your muscles working, okay, but your nerves, need to send a signal to the muscles to fire, okay? Recruit enough muscle tissue and fiber to move the load that's in your hands, okay? The heavier that load is, the more you're going to need to bring to the table, okay? 3, when it's present, okay, the body will not catabolize muscle for fuel, okay? When you have enough carbohydrates, again, it's the preferred energy source, your body's going to use that first, okay? You want to consume as much as 30 to 40% of your daily carbs, okay? 3 hours prior to you showing up here, okay? That's a huge number, okay? He's got 959. We figured out what that number was supposed to be, 240 grams, okay? 30% of this number, okay, or 40% of this number is about 90 grams. About 100 grams of carbohydrates within the 3 hours, okay? So that meal, or that meal and that snack before he comes in here for those 3 hours should be carbohydrate heavy, dense, okay?
What about when it comes at 5:30 in the morning?
I will get to that in a second too. Okay, I got something for you guys too. Okay? I knew that question was coming, so that's why it's in here.
Sorry,
Okay?
you're about, sorry.
Okay. Those training in the morning, it's right there on the next line there, okay?
We're like, oh, wait.
You guys might benefit from intra-workout carb intake. Okay? And this is where supplements come into play, okay? The Progenics Build product just came out, okay? Or Vitago, a waxy maize carbohydrate that dissolves quickly in water, that's available quickly in your system, that you can drink, okay? It's much easier to get up and put down liquid calories in the morning than it is to get up and try and shove a bagel with cream cheese and lox and salmon and 2 hard-boiled eggs and a piece of fruit in your mouth at 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? Right. What's going to happen to that? Right. It's going to wind up on the floor, okay? Which means your body didn't digest it, it didn't pull anything out of it, okay? And now you got the mop and you clean it up and you're late for work, okay? So this whole trickle-down effect of nastiness that just went on, okay, that we don't want any part of, okay? Other options are the Wake Banana, okay, or eating a large amount, okay? This is where it comes into play where you want to time your dinner out, okay? Eat a large amount of your daily fat intake, okay, at dinner, or your last meal of the day, okay? Fat does not create an insulin response in the body, okay? It does not change your hormonal levels anywhere near as long as these two. Remember, we talked about fat taking 2.25 times as long to break down. It slows down the digestion process. It slows down the metabolism, okay? 2 reasons why this is desirable before you go to sleep, okay? 1, okay, when we feel full, we tend to pass out quick, okay? 2, that fat slowing down the intake of nutrients is going to give me a slow, sustained feeding, okay, a slow, sustained supply of nutrients throughout those 8 hours when I'm sleeping, those 6 hours when I'm sleeping, and I'm not eating anything. I'm not putting anything into my body, okay? So I'm slowing down that process. My body constantly has something to tap into and use, okay, while it's dormant, okay?
I always thought you're not supposed to eat a lot.
That's why we're here, okay? Because people think stuff and they don't think correctly, okay? There's a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of hearsay and nonsense, okay? These things tend to change theoretically. If you listen to everybody you see on YouTube, listen to everybody you see all over the internet, on every single thing, you can have 50 different opinions on the same thing. Now, who am I supposed to follow? Who's right? Okay? Again, the only way to go back to this here is we're testing it out. Okay? It's all coming back to that baseline number. Okay? And is it working for us? And if not, we just simply adjust it. Okay? All this is math. Okay? Simple math. Okay? Carb consumption post-workout is equally as important as your pre-workout consumption, okay, for the following reasons. Replace the glycogen. You just used all your available muscle energy, okay? How many of you guys get done working out here and you go home and you got stuff to do at the house and you're like, you know what, I'm beat. I should get done tomorrow, right? And you go to sleep and you sit on the couch and it doesn't get done until 3 days later, because your energy's tanking, okay? You haven't replenished it yet, okay? Which means 1, you're not recovering properly from your workout, 2, you didn't get your stuff done. Okay, now you got a pile of stuff. Your honey-do list just went from 2 items to 10 items. Okay, and I know all about that in the honey-do list. Okay, 2, anti-catabolic. Okay, 3, insulin spiking. Okay, servings as high as, again, 30 or 40% of your intake post-workout. Okay, so I consider as much as 80% of my carbohydrates around my workout. Okay, so the rest of my day, a lot of people know this or have heard of this being referred to as ketosis, ketogenic state. Okay. A lot of proteins, a lot of fats, very minimal carbohydrates. The further you go away from your workout during the daytime, okay? Whatever that training time happens to be. The closer we get to that workout, the more carbohydrates. Why? Because our energy expenditure is that much higher, okay? So we need that available energy there to use. Okay? We need more carbohydrates on hand. We need more glycogen in the bloodstream so we can tap into that and use it to push us, one, through our workouts, to fuel our workouts, two, to recover from that workout. Okay? And it's that simple. Okay? The rest of the time, our energy expenditure is much lower. Okay? You know, you're not burning anywhere near as much calories flipping a piece of chicken on the grill as you are doing 100 thrusters for time. Okay? That's a lot harder on the body. Okay? Than tossing salad. Okay? Fats, again, are extremely slow digesting, and that's the only time they should be avoided is prior to training, okay, and then post-training, okay? We bump the carbohydrates up here, okay? We tailor the fats down, okay? Protein evenly walks the board at all our sittings, okay? Carbohydrates way up around the workout, okay? Fats up the further we are away from our workout. Breakfast and dinner, okay, for most of us. Should be a heavier fat meal. My general breakfast looks like a couple of whole eggs, a half an avocado, a couple pieces of bacon, okay? Fat, fat, and fat, okay? I throw a piece of fruit or two in there just to get my energy up in my coffee, okay? Most of my fats are taken in generally in my first meal of the day, okay? Then if I'm having a steak at nighttime or a piece of salmon at nighttime, okay, there you go, there's more fat, okay? You're taking in then, okay? From that protein source. Okay, dispelling the myths. Clearing the air. Okay, this is where the flexible portion comes in. Okay, and how we can account for things like that. Okay, this is the hoorah, the last piece of the puzzle here. Okay, pop quiz. Food A. Food A has 241 calories, 5 grams of protein, 35 grams of carbohydrates, 9 grams of fat, and 25 of those 34 grams of carbohydrates are sugar grams. Okay, food B has 187 calories, 2 grams of protein, 21 carbohydrates, 11 grams of fat, and 10 sugars. Okay? One of these choices is an apple and peanut butter, one's a donut. Okay? How many people say A is apple and peanut butter? Raise your hand. How many people say A is the donut? Raise your hand. How many people have no idea? Okay. How many people think the apple and peanut butter is the healthier choice? The answer to that question is you're partially right. Okay? And it depends on the day. Okay? A, okay, is the apple and peanut butter. Okay? The carbohydrates are higher. Okay? The sugar is way higher. Okay? Not way high. Way higher, but significantly higher. Okay? Significantly higher sugar. Okay? B is the donut. Okay? Donut has less calories than an apple and peanut butter. Okay? So on a particular day, it may be the better choice for you. Okay? Simply because it fits your numbers better. Okay? Especially if you're eating it after your workout and you plan that in there. Okay? The fat content is a little high, which is not so desirable. Okay? But that second meal out, okay, from my workout, I get done, I slam my protein shake, which is all coconut water and waxy maize carbs and protein. Outstanding. Okay? An hour and a half later, okay, I'm having could be my dinner. I sit down and I have my sweet potato and my broccoli and my grilled chicken breast. Okay, now I want to have that donut or that scoop and a half of ice cream, that serving size of ice cream, not the whole tin, okay, not the whole pint of Haagen-Dazs, okay. The recommended serving, okay, that you're reading on there, okay. Now's the time to have it, okay. It's going to fit that number. Okay, that's where it says eat healthy. Okay, but periodically in bold print. Okay, enjoy your favorite foods in moderation, and don't beat yourself up about it. Don't be like, I ate this donut again. I'm gonna start all over. Throw this out. I'm done. I'm a failure. I can't do it. I hate myself. No, eat a donut. Move on. It's done. Unless you're gonna go in the bathroom. Okay, I don't recommend doing that either. And yak it back up. Okay, you ate it. Be happy, you ate it, okay? You got your craving out of the way.
Oh, then you can eat another one.
Be happy for the rest of it. No, you don't need another. Go. If it allows in your macros, you can potentially eat another.
But if you puked the first one, I'd
Depends how long ago you've been eating. Okay. On rest days, okay, when you're not in the gym, it's acceptable and perhaps preferable to cut your carbs by 20 to 25%. Okay? Or go on a 1-to-1 protein to carbohydrate ratio, depending on how far those numbers are off. Okay? If you're on a surplus, okay, status quo, eat big. Okay? Don't worry about it. Okay? But on the days that you're not training, okay, you may want to drop the carbohydrates, okay, and make up for that grand total number, okay, in proteins and fats, okay, in an even ratio, okay, 2 to 1, okay. So if I have, I'm cutting out 25% of this, okay. 25% is approximately 60 grams of carbohydrates, right? That's 240 calories, okay. So I want a 2 to 1 ratio here, okay. Something like 160, okay, and 80, okay, of protein and fats. So I want to add in 40 grams of protein, okay. 40 times 4 is 160, okay. I want to add in 9 grams of fat, okay. So these numbers bump up, okay. I go to 242 there, I go to 110 here, and this number came down 60 to 180. Why am I cutting that carbohydrate number on a day that I'm not training? Why would I want to do that? Well, exactly. You don't need it because you're not using it. Okay? I'm not putting out the 3 or 4 or 5 or 600 calories I'm putting out when I come in here and work out. I'm just going to my day job. Maybe I take the dog for a walk, okay, which is far less impact, okay? You're not in need of so much available energy, so don't take it in. Okay? It's not going to affect your bottom line. It's actually going to improve your bottom line. Okay? On the days that you're not here. Some of you guys are here way too often. Okay? Not that that's a bad thing, okay? But eventually you're going to beat yourself up. Okay? You're going to go into the overtraining thing. Okay? You feel like that performance is tanking, it's tanking, it's tanking. Okay? It's time to take that day off. Okay? I've been doing this consistently, okay? Meaning strength training in some which way, shape, or form for about 20 years. Okay? So my body's more apt to handle a higher volume than somebody who's been here for 20 months. Okay? 20 years, 20 months. Okay? I'm used to taking that beating. You may not be. Used to taking the same type of beating. Okay? I don't do 4 days in a row, ever. 3 days on, 1 day off. Okay? Another thing that Greg Glassman tested out years ago, okay? They put all these people through this. The beauty of the CrossFit website, the .com website, which by the way you should go to every day and look at it for a couple of minutes. There's constantly information on there, something that you can learn, something you can pick up. You can click onto a link from another gym and see what they do. You know, it's a way to just share information, pick brains. The reason why he put that website out there and said, I'm going to give these workouts out for free. Here, go do them wherever you are. It's because all I asked for in return for it was you to put your score in here, your performance. And they pumped all that information into a computer and some fancy algorithm. And they saw how people's performance went. Okay? And they found out by the 4th day, they were garbage. 4 days in a row. Okay? By the 5th day, they really sucked. By the 6th day, it was just like, go home. Okay? Don't even come in. Okay? There's the foam roller. Go do some stretching and then get out. Okay? Because people were not improving. They were tanking. Okay? Which not only affected their performance, it affected their mindset. Okay? It gets in your head. Hey, how come I'm doing worse and I'm here all the time and I'm pushing hard? Because your body needs time to bounce back. It needs time to recover. Okay? So ultimately, 3 days on, 1 day off. Okay? Not everybody's going to the CrossFit Games, okay? Not everybody's job is to be in this gym full time, okay? These people train, now it's a full-time career, okay? There's a lot of money involved in this, okay? So some of these people, this is their job. They don't work, okay? They come to the gym, they're like a professional athlete, okay? All they do is take care of their body, okay, and go out and perform, okay? They don't have to go out and work a second job, 9 to 5, to pay their bills, okay? This is pay their bills, okay? And then they do like Coach Ernie does, okay? They've got the luxury in between a day to go take a nap for 2 hours on the couch 3 times, okay? Because they need to recover from all the pounding that they're putting on their body there. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to hold up to the training, okay? Eat, sleep, lift, repeat. Eat, sleep, lift, repeat. It's like my dog. Eat, sleep, poop, repeat, okay? That's her daily schedule, okay? You know, they're just lifting weights instead of straining at the backside. Okay? It's all the same thing. Okay, those on a deficit. You're on a deficit for 12 to 16 sustained weeks, okay? So you cut that 300 calories to 600 calories, ballpark figure, okay? You've been doing that for 3 to 4 months consistently, okay? We do have some errors. This isn't an effort day, okay? But you do need to put what we call a refeed in there, okay? Simply bump your carb intake up, okay, at least 50% for that day, okay? Keep these numbers the same. This number will go to 360, okay? Here's your time to pig out. Plan this when you got a wedding to go to, a bar mitzvah to go to, okay, your kid's birthday party, whatever. Try and get that day to land on this week, okay? And if you're really an all-star, it's going to land on a deload week, okay, which is every 4th week in here for us now, okay? Because your body's not putting out as much energy, okay? You're going to start building up those glycogen stores that you've been depleting. Now you're really going to overload your glycogen stores, okay? Go ham, eat the whole pie, okay? And go have, you know, drive right past the cups and go right to freaking Cold Stone Creamery and throw that big banana split on the stone, okay? Get your calories in here, get those carbohydrates in any way you can that day, okay? Any way you can. That is a occasional free-for-all, okay? Again, this is once every 3 to 4 months, okay? One day every 3 to 4 months. You can go totally ham, okay, and not worry about it, okay? And the importance of that is just keeping in mind that the micros, okay, should come from quality food choices, okay? So maybe you do have a couple of vegetables, you know, you go over to the vegetable tray and you get some raw carrots and some broccoli,